Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Staed. This is Coloring Bliss, and today I have a new product for us to look at, and I'm hoping it's going to be a cheaper and maybe even a better alternative to the Faber-Castell Pitt Pens, which we love and we use in a lot of different ways in our arts. And one of the main ways that I love the artist Pitt Pens is that it doesn't bleed through paper. So you can use their beautiful colors in a variety of different coloring books that are double-sided. So this is my little stash of artist Pitt Pens. We'll talk more about what these are compared to these new ones. These are by Staedtler. They're called the Pigment Brush Pen, and they're in the Pigment Arts Pen line. And they have this new ink, which is called the multi-ink, which is supposed to be pretty amazing. We're going to talk about what that is. We're going to unbox this box right here, see what these pens are about. We're going to swatch them, test them to see if they don't bleed through, and we'll do a little coloring with them. So let's get started with the Staedtler Pigment Brush Pens. All right, before we do the really fun unboxing, swatching, and coloring with these new pens, I want to show you the Staedtler website real quick as a really good resource for you, where you can come and learn more about this new ink system. I'm really excited about it. This is Staedtler.com, and they have an actual link that takes you right to these new pens. And it talks about some of their really cool aspects right here. And then this is a YouTube video that you can click on and get some tips and ideas. But this is what I wanted you to see, this little multi-ink. The multi-ink is based on premium pigments, which means that even after years of UV exposure, it still achieves extreme light fastness and exceptional color brilliance. It asks you if your ink currently smears that you're using when you paint over it, but with multi-ink, it's not supposed to smear. They're water resistant, fast drying, and this is what I'm excited about. They won't ghost or bleed through paper. Multi-ink can be used on almost any surface and transform your artwork into vibrant and enduring masterpieces. Okay, so there's some more information about the ink. Now here they're showing that there's no bleed through, that it's waterproof and quick drying. It can be used on many surfaces. You can intensify the color by layering up your ink. You can make new colors by layering different colors together. And you can create color gradients. You can do the tip-to-tip technique that I've shown you here on our website, our YouTube channel before. And it's supposed to be smudge-free outlines and contours. See how he's going right over that circle and it's not smudging, so that's pretty cool. It's available in 3 different pen models, and right now it says that they're available in Amazon and at Staples. So here are the 3 nibs. I thought this was really important to look at too. There's the Pigment Brush Pen, which is what we have today we're going to be experimenting with. They have a Pigment Soft Brush Pen, so it's a little bit softer of a swoosh to that nib. And then they have a nib here that is a round felt tip pen. And it says that it's available in intensive black, so that's cool. Now look at all the colors you can get here. There's 36, I believe. Let me count real quick. Yep, there's 36 colors, which is what we have is the full set of 36 colors. So then they get into a bunch of frequently asked questions, so you can get into the nitty-gritty of the pens, like how to store them, what kind of paper are they suggesting you use. All those good things are listed here in the FAQs. So I'll link this page in our YouTube video description, so if you want to come and learn straight from Staedtler about their pens, you can do so. Alright, so this is the full 36 set. Comes with a sleeve like this. I'll show you what the back of the sleeve looks like. Has a whole bunch of really great information and a little QR code that you can scan to learn more about the pens themselves. And this is the box inside. Again, we've got this more information here. One of the things that I thought was really cool when I saw this box is that these are being made in Germany. So that's really fun to support a German-made product. So are the Faber-Castell Pitt Pens. They're also coming out of Germany, which I thought was interesting. Now let's see if I can get into this. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we have a little leaflet sort of tucked in here at the top. Let's see. All right, so it's showing, oh, there's another nib that you can get. So there's not just 3 nibs, there's a 4th nib, this calligraphy pen. Ooh, I have some calligraphy pens that I use all the time. They are called the Elegant Writer, and I really like that little nib, so that's exciting to me. I might have to hunt those down and see what they are all about. So lots of information here for us that's very similar to what was shown on the website. And it's all here in this little leaflet that they have tucked into the lid, so we can keep it with it. And then here are the pens. Hurrah! Let's take a look at this blue pen right here. Oh, okay, I'm excited. I'm getting more and more excited about this. Look, it has a color name. So it says turquoise on it, and then it has the ratings on it. This one's got 4 stars, so it's a really good UV resistant, light fast pen. We have an indicator here that shows it's a brush pen, and there's another indicator right there. These guys are straight up trying to compete with Faber-Castell. This is really interesting because Faber-Castell brush pens look extremely similar. They say B on the end, B for brush, have a cap. They are almost the same length. This pen is a little bit longer. This one also has the name on it and a rating. This one has a color number as well. And these are part of the Faber-Castell color system. So it works in with all the Faber-Castell colors in the different product lines. Okay, oh, let's take a look at the nib. So it's a very teeny tiny little brush nib, which is what I was expecting, and I'm excited about that because the books that I specifically want to use these pens in are very small detailed, like the Joanna Basford book that I'll show you here in a minute, so that'll work good. The cap posts on the end, I like that. It does have a color indicator on both ends. Basically you get the cap color indicator and the end of the pen color indicator, so it doesn't matter which direction this pen is sitting, you'll be able to tell what color it is. So let's compare it to the brush nib on the Faber-Castell Pitt Pen. Now Pitt Pens also have a lot of different nibs and tips, so these two though are looking very similar. Very similar indeed. I think the Faber-Castell Pitt Pen looks a little chubbier, and I think the Staedtler pen looks just a little bit longer. So it is slightly different. So if you are looking at this video from a calligraphy perspective, you're going to want to try these. You can buy them in a small set, not this big 36 set. I found a 6-piece set. So that would be a good place to start if you're not sure if you're going to enjoy these pens or not. And we'll give a little ink comparison here. There's something I want to do right away, and that's, I want to see if we can use them on black paper. I'm not sure about that, so I'm going to put pen to paper here and see. Yeah, I didn't think so, because nowhere in their literature did they mention being able to use it on dark surfaces. So it's definitely a white or light surface product, so that's good to find out. But that's the same case with the Faber-Castell Pitt Pens as well. They don't perform on black either. Now the Pitt Pens are India ink. So that makes them very light fast and highly pigmented, and that's why these are highly sought after. If you're trying to use like a alcohol marker like the Ohuhus or Copics or Bliss or Olos, these are not highly light fast. In fact, they're not light fast at all. And so if you are a professional artist looking for a pen, a marker that will do beautiful ink that you can let it stand the test of time, then that's why the Faber-Castell Pitt Pens have been so popular. So that's why I think the Staedtler Pigment brush pen is really competing straight with the Faber-Castell Pitt Pens. All right, it is time to do some swatching. I'm going to pull these all out. Let's see what kind of box they gave us here. This box cost me $53.50, so that's about $1.50 per pen, which is, it's kind of pricey for me. This is a higher end art supply, but they are a lot less expensive than the Faber-Castell Pitt Pens. It's just got a little cardboard tray in there, so that's not the best, but it'll do for now until I get a better case for them. I'll have to invest in a case if I love them and want them out where I can use them a lot. I'm going to put them into quick color order. It won't be perfect, but it'll be better than this little colorful mess that I have going on right now. So give me just a minute to get the pens organized. All right, I got them into a rough order here, and one thing that is jumping out at me is we have a nice selection of grays and blacks down here, but no white. I know the Pitt Pens have a white that I've been wanting to do a video on for a while, so I thought that was interesting that there's no white. But we have, let's see, there's 5 grays, a light black, and a dark black. Are they calling it just plain black? Intense black. So that's interesting. So if you take those out, we're left with these colors here, and it looks like a pretty good spectrum, but let's swatch them and see. First thing I need to do is with my swatch book here, I need to write the color names down so that we can see them all. These are the Sharpie Creative markers that I did a recent video on. I'm just going to swatch them here below those markers. So let me set up my swatch chart now. All right, we're all set up for swatching. Let's check out the very first color, Pastel Yellow. I'm swatching today in Swatch Bliss Volume 1 Swatching Catalog book. It has 60 swatches per page and is printed on our beautiful mixed media paper, which is so great for markers, color pencils, gel pens, a little bit of everything. It's not too smooth, but it's also not too rough. It's a good Goldilocks paper. So if you're going to order a swatch book, a mixed media one might be where you want to start. But we also have color pencil paper, watercolor paper, black paper. We have all kinds of great paper, including a marker paper, which I think would be perfect for pairing with these new Staedtler Pigment brush pens. I also wanted to mention that we are not sponsored by Staedtler. I bought these pens with my own money so that I could give you my honest opinion on them. If you enjoy this content and you are learning a lot while watching this video, please take a minute to like the video and make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you don't miss out on upcoming product reviews and tutorials. All right, let's look at these colors together, and I'm feeling more and more excited about them as I go. One thing I want you to notice is that we get a light yellow and a medium yellow and a couple options for dark yellows. This doesn't happen very often, and I'm really excited about it. You look up here at the creative markers, you get just one yellow up here. Of course, that's a set of 12, and we've got 36 slots for colors here, so I'm really excited about having that. We even have a light orange and a good darker orange, and we could even use this umber right here for an even darker orange. That's really exciting. We've got a beautiful red. This brown would make a good dark red. This light rose would make a good light red, or this rose pink. We've got a light and a medium purple, and this indigo could make a good dark purple. We've got a good light, medium, and dark blues. Look at how pretty those are. Some really beautiful blue greens. And then we've got a couple greens here, so you could do a lighter green and a darker green. And then we have 3 options in the yellow greens. So it's a good spectrum of colors, and it's not all medium tones. We've got lights and we've got darks to work with, which makes me excited to color with them and get some pretty blends out of them. Then down here we can look at our grays. We've got 3 cool grays, 2 warm grays, and that light black and that intense black, and that is a very beautiful intense black. Very cool. Now I wanted to swatch a few of my Pitt pens for you so that you can see the difference in the colors, and I wish I had a full set of Pitt pens, but I don't, so I just grabbed some of the colors that I have and we can compare them. Alright, right off the bat I want to say that the Staedtler pens are more vivid in their colors. It's hard because we're trying to look at the colors not like this red is better than this red, but more like the intensity of the colors. Are they similar? All these colors are different, which I'm excited about. That means my Pitt pens aren't duplicates of the colors that we were given for the Staedtler pens, so I'll be able to work with these side by side, I think. But yeah, I feel like these are just a little less pigmented compared to what Staedtler is offering. I'm on Faber-Castell's website and they have this big set here. Let me show you what it looks like. It's in this really fancy wooden case and it comes with 90 pens, but there's a mix of pen types. So you get 60 brush tip pens, 11 superfine, and 6 metallics. So Faber-Castell is offering metallics as well. And then they also are offering, in this case, 13 calligraphy pens. This set right here is $570, way out of my budget, but oh boy, does it make me and the artist inside of me drool. Alright, the next way I want to test these pens is how do they do in a book like Joanna Basford's Small Victories. And I've been coloring in this book for a while, but I've been using alcohol markers and they soak through to the other side of the page. So I actually own 2 copies of Small Victories so that I can still color this page just in the other book. So it works for me. I love working with markers in this book because it's fast and relaxing to me, but I do wish that they didn't soak through because then I wouldn't have needed 2 books. So back in the back of this book, it has a place where you can test your art products. So I would like to test a few of the Staedtler pens. Let's do black. I'm going to do 2, let it dry, 3 layers, so that would be a lot of blending here. Let's try, I'm trying like the most vivid colors here so we can see. Let's get red in there. And let's do a green. Okay, so it's professing no ghosting and no bleed through. And these pages in this book aren't the thinnest, but they're not the thickest either. So I think this is a really good test. Look at that. No ghosting, no bleed through. That is impressive. It may be warping the page just a little bit, but as it dries, that might resolve. Speaking of drying, how are we doing? Yeah, they're still a little bit wet. That is really exciting. They don't leak through. And just to show you the Pitt pens, I'll do the same thing, kind of thick layers here. The Faber-Castell Pitt pens, it should be the same story with no bleed through. Like I said, I'm excited to use these pens side by side. Yeah, that black is definitely more intense on the Staedtler pens. I think the body of the Faber-Castell Pitt pens are made a little better. The caps click on a little more firmly, which I really like, so it won't dry out. And the capping onto the back works a little bit better than the Staedtlers, which they don't have a click when you put them on, or it's not as significant and satisfying of a click, so you know that that cap is on really good. Okay, let's take a peek. Yep, no ghosting, no bleed through for either line of pens. That's exciting. So let's talk about prices here before we do a little bit of coloring. Faber-Castell Pitt pen, just like this. If you buy a 48 set of them, it costs almost $100. So this little pen bought in a set like that is about $2.08. Now this pen right here, the Staedtler pen, bought in this set with 36 pens. I bought it for $53.49. Comes at only $1.49 per pen. So that's 50 cents cheaper per pen for the Staedtlers. And like I said, we don't have as many colors available, but we are getting an ink that performs very similarly, if not maybe a little bit better, a little more vivid, with a really nice brush nib. And going back and forth between the two, I haven't felt a huge difference between the two brush nibs. So keep that in mind if you are a calligrapher. Alright, my little illustration is colored using all of the Staedtler Pigment brush pens, and I did the final little white details using a Uniball Signo broad white gel pen that I had handy here. And I think I want to add just a little more white highlight here on the sails. There. I love it. I think it's so sweet, and it went so easy. The blending, you guys, if you blend while the ink is wet, look at the leaves on the palm tree, how seamless I was able to blend 3 greens. And what's exciting to me is if I was using an Ohuhu marker in here, I have this big nib I have to manage, and I can do it. I can color the little details, but to get a 3-color blend in a small little area, for that you need a tiny little nib, and these Staedtler Pigment brush pens did beautifully. Let's do the final litmus test. I'm going to turn it over and see if it bled or ghosted as I was working. Nothing. Look at that. Sorry I didn't have it in frame, but look, that's where it is. Let's look again. No ghosting. That is amazing. Such vivid, pretty colors. Oh, it's so fun. I'm so excited. All right, so do I recommend that you purchase the Pigment brush pens by Staedtler? My answer is yes. For 10 bucks, you can get a little pack of 6 and give them a test in your own art studio to see if you like them or not. But I highly recommend this big set. The color balance is amazing. You're going to be able to do some beautiful blends. They don't bleed or ghost through in books like the Joanna Basford Small Victories. I mean, what is there not to love other than we wish that there were even more colors and maybe a little less per pen price, but that's just me being a little picky and wanting more from Staedtler. I am so excited. I'm happy to be able to recommend this product. I'll put a link to it in the video description. Let me know what you think. Are you going to buy the Staedtler pens? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful, colorful, blissful day. Bye-bye, everyone. Happy coloring.